Good morning everyone, and welcome to the Baking Biker. Welcome to day 12 of our Great Falls motorcycle trip. It is so warm outside. It is 7 in the morning and it's already 85 degrees. This is unusual for this area. In fact, it's an excessive heat dome weather pattern hitting eastern Washington right now. It was in western Washington, now it's in eastern Washington. So it is just downright hot. They let us leave our motorcycles under this covered area, but it was still hot. The brake lever was really hot. I touched it with my bare hands like, whoa, that's hot. So today we're leaving Clarkston, Washington, and we're headed over to Yakima, Washington. We're going to head west on Highway 12 and have breakfast in Dayton, and then we'll continue west on Highway 124 and to the Tri-Cities, which is Pasco, Kennewick, and Richland. And then from there we'll get on the Interstate 82 all the way into Yakima. It should be around 100 degrees, which is 13 degrees cooler than it was here yesterday. It's still going to be a hot ride, but it should still be a beautiful ride. We're not going to go over any beautiful passes. You're going to see a lot of wheat fields, pasture lands, and that kind of and a lot of vineyards. We're going to go by a lot of vineyards because the Tri-Cities grows a lot of grapes for wines. They have a lot of wineries. If you're ever in the area and you like wine, they have a lot of wine tasting there. So it should still be a beautiful day and a beautiful ride. So let's ride. Ed and I stopped here at the Moose Creek Cafe Bakery. They had some frittatas, and they also had breakfast sandwiches, and then a lot of delicious looking baked goods. In fact, we have a nut roll that we are bringing on the way because, well, we both got a frittata with some fruit, and I thought the frittata slice was going to be smaller, but no, it was a generous serving. So we're taking the nut roll on the road. We'll have it for a snack later at a rest stop somewhere. Probably take a few more rest stops on this trip just to keep ourselves hydrated in this heat. It's very muggy and hot. It's in the mid-80s. It's been in the mid-80s since, well, I guess overnight. It never dropped below 80 degrees overnight. The hill on my right is the Jolly Green Giant carved into the hill. Let's see if we can do this. Here, I hope you got to see that. There are the amber waves of green out there. far as the eye can see. Corn on my left and corn on my right. I'm growing corn at home, and before we left on this trip, it was good knee-high before the 4th. So we said we have not been home. It's been on a sprinkler system. So I'm excited to see what it looks like when we get home. They did have a heat wave, so we'll see what happens to all my vegetable gardens. Out there is more irrigation systems. Now, if you did an aerial view of eastern Washington and all these farms, you'll find that all these farms, the irrigation systems go in a circle. So you're going to see all these circles for where they plant. There's the irrigation system on my left, but it's just not going. It's not irrigating right now. And it's interesting how they work. They work on the pressure of the water. Now on my right, we have a vineyard. They're growing grapes. They're very distinctive how they grow, so they're easy to spot. And then on my left is another orchard. They were replacing some of the orchards, fruit orchards, with vineyards. I think they find it more profitable. Also, they found out that grapes grow really well in this region and make really good wines. So they've been growing more grapes. Blueberry yucca. So we got another orchard, and now we have blueberries. So these are blueberries on our right. We are growing blueberries for the first time this year. So we'll see how they turn out. I've never grown blueberries before. So we got a couple blueberry starts, and we'll see how they go. We have a raspberry plant, a raspberry plant. We have a box. I have raised beds, and I have one box just for raspberries. And oh my goodness, that thing is just plethora of raspberries. So last year I made some raspberry jam. I was running out of what can I do with all my raspberries. I made raspberry ice cream, made raspberry jam, made raspberry scones, raspberry muffins, raspberry cupcakes. Whatever I could make, I was making, because we had so many raspberries. We were picking like a pint almost every day of raspberries. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. We love them. And we only have a box that's 2 feet by 6 feet. And that's as many raspberry plants we have to fit in that box. And we get more than enough during the summer. We'll see how they did over this summer. Or while we were gone. We were gone right when they were ripening up. We'll see how they did when we were gone. They were just ripening as we left. And we've been gone for almost 2 weeks. Well, we met back up with Highway 12, and we're going to cross the Snake River right here. So on my right is the Snake River, and on my left is where the Snake River will flow into the Columbia River. A few years ago we did a ride up to the headwaters of the Columbia. So we started at the mouth of the Columbia, right at the Pacific Ocean, and we followed the Columbia River up to the headwaters at Columbia Lake in British Columbia. There we are. On my right is the Columbia River. And of course on my left is the Columbia River, looking toward Kennewick. And behind me is Pasco. We just went through Pasco, so they call this area the Tri-Cities area. And on my right is the Columbia River. The mighty Columbia. And now we're in Richland. The vineyards have just been popping up everywhere. So many of them. There's so many wineries. It's a great place to come wine tasting. If you enjoy wine, the Tri-Cities area is a great place for wine tasting. There are wineries everywhere. We stopped here at Prosser, stopped at the Starbucks, one we seem to stop at all the time whenever on a road or motorcycle trip through this area. Took a little break, got rehydrated, because right now it's in the upper 80s. So it's pretty warm out. So we stopped here and then I got some gas, because we hit quite the headwind and it really changes my miles per gallon. So we're going to get back on I-82 and go the rest of the way into Yakima. We didn't have that much farther to go, but it was nice taking a little break. Okay, so we're on I-82 at a cruising speed of 73 miles per hour and 46 miles to Yakima. So Rick and I both have cruise control on our motorcycle, but as with cars and motorcycles, my 73 miles per hour is not exactly the same as Rick's 73 miles per hour when he sets his cruise control. So as he follows me, he'll press it one speed higher, he'll catch up to me, then he'll go down 1 mile per hour slower, kind of go back. So he's always kind of playing this game. It's something I do when I'm following him and he's in cruise control. I'll set my cruise control and then it's always, I have to bump it up a mile per hour, kind of catch up to him, bump it back a mile per hour, and eventually I'll get too far back. We're almost into Yakima, and the heat has just gone up like 10 degrees, and we've only gone, what, about 20 miles? Yeah, we've gone about 20 miles, and the temperature has risen. Actually, it's about 30 miles. Maybe 10, 20, 30 miles, and the temperature's gone up 10 degrees already. When we get to Yakima, the high today is supposed to be 100, and right now we're in the low 90s. Oh, we have more hops on our right. 100 is pretty normal around here. Maybe not so much the 1st of July, but it is pretty normal for the temperature to be in the 100s here in eastern Washington. But right now they said that excessive heat dome that was over western Washington a few days ago is now over eastern Washington. So it's a little hotter than normal, or I think it's retaining the heat longer, which is not normal. Usually it would cool down at night, and it's not cooling down like it normally does. So go around the hay truck. Don't the hay trucks always look like the hay is precariously on that truck? Hi everyone, we made it here to Yakima, and it is it's actually a hot day. It got up to 99 today here in Yakima, but it actually was a very pleasant ride here. We're staying here at the Hotel Maison. It's a very nice hotel right downtown in Yakima. So we left Clarkston in the mid-80s. It was really humid there. But when we got to Dayton and that area of Washington, it was only in the 70s, so it was very pleasant. It wasn't until we got to the Tri-Cities that things started warming up a little bit, at least back into the 80s. And it wasn't until we got to Yakima here that it finally started getting into the 90s. But we were here, we got here early, like 1:30 in the afternoon, and we were able to check in and get into our air-conditioned room early, so that was very nice. And they also have underground parking here, so we were able to get our motorcycles underground, and so they're out of the heat. So it's been a great ride today, really nice terrain, a lot different than what you've been seeing all of our other scenic rides. A lot of farming land, a lot of pasture land, and then a lot of hops and vineyards and orchards and just beautiful countryside. So I hope you enjoyed all the videos today and whatever couple photos I have for you today. So thank you for watching.